All my girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing, looking at me, see, got a nice back of joy.
Edit.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Driving to work for my first couple clients. Dropped my brush. Doing a full body split as of last week. Was doing like a little specialization phase, kind of focusing a little bit more arms. Did it work? I don't know, because I still got little noodle arms. But I'm going back to kind of training everything evenly. And man, I was under training my chest for a little while. It was on maintenance big time because I just did a normal amount of work that before was like nothing. I was so sore. So probably gonna get pretty sore again today because I'm doing incline Smith machine press, which I haven't done for years aside from last week, because this is week 2. But yeah, a little full body, very low fatigue. Nothing's gonna take too much out of me. Just mainly machine type stuff. I'm gonna do this for another week or 2 after this week, and then gonna change the split up a little bit to increase some more volume. Haven't been prioritizing training with the objective goal of, no, I have. I'm doing a program, but I was experimenting, let's say. I was doing a little bit of a lower volume block with, I think for like 4 months. I was just training too much for too long. I was training 6 days a week, 2 hours each day just about, and very fatiguing movements from the SFR, stimulus to fatigue ratio. A lot of barbell compounds. I was benching at least 2 or 3 times a week, deadlifting at least once, if not maybe twice. But I was squatting 2-3 times. I gotta look back and check. Right now it sounds ridiculous. It was something I was doing for years, on and off, kind of different iterations of that. But yep, so kind of did a little bit of a low volume block, and I was so sore from doing so little work, and that kind of hit me like, okay, I need to take a little bit of a breather, let things catch up. And I mean, I'm excited to train, so that's good, that's always a good sign. But yeah, so I'm just now kind of slowly ramping it back up after taking some lower maintenance, lower volume periods, and I'll probably start incorporating that. If not, I do deload, but if I don't do that, maybe a month out of the year at least. Actually, I think that's probably what I'll do, is something like that. Spend a little bit more time doing some lower volume training, just to, let your body resensitize. A week after a couple weeks of training, a week of deload isn't always enough, especially if those months are higher in volume. So yeah, all right, we'll check in later. On the way to the gym, didn't show my breakfast because I was having it while working. Didn't have too much time. I was pretty rushed. But eggs, like 2 cups of egg whites, 1 whole egg, 2 slices of this thicker, higher carb toast, and then 2 slices of this thinner one. Why, you might ask? I enjoy the thick one, and it's a little bit more filling. It definitely tastes better. But yeah, it fits, you know what I mean? It's enough carbs, so have that with some cottage cheese, a little bit of strawberry jam, blueberry. I really like the blueberry. I'll show a video of that one. That's also, you peep the Taylor Swift in the background. Yeah, the blueberry one I like better than the strawberry, not just because of the taste, but because it's a little bit more almost, I don't want to say watery, but you could get like it's spread across the cream cheese a little bit more, or cottage cheese a little bit more, so it feels, or it seems like you're having more jam than you actually are. Whereas a strawberry, it's very like chunky, so it's harder to kind of spread it. You're gonna have clumps in certain areas. Anyways, that was breakfast. Had that with my coffee, feeling jacked. And then just going to the gym, pre-workout apple. I was literally I had this in the passenger seat, and I was thinking, do I want to save this for after the workout? And I would like to do that, but I'm a little bit hungry. I usually like to eat pretty close to going to train. I'll move around after a meal, whether it's a walk or I was working, so I was moving. I digest pretty quick, and I don't like to go too long without eating. So yeah, pre-workout apple, proof. And I'm just gonna go do a full body session. Pretty easy stuff. I think the hardest thing I'll have is the incline presses. That's about it. Pretty easy. Gonna superset. Couple stuff. Mainly at the end. Maybe a little bit of stuff in the warm-up. But yeah. This is working. I got some adduction. Get this set up here. There we go. Nice and controlled, easy peasy. Oof. Groin hurts a little bit. Never mind, we're good. 3. Hold control. I used to rush these way too much. Got a lot more out of them. I started altering rep ranges and adjusting the tempo. I lost count. 7, 8, 9. I'll do 2 more. Try not to compromise my technique, which is not much technique involved. Squat, deadlift, big, impressive, strength, base, practices here. Adduction. So, some leg swings, some punches, trying to get the joints small increments, 5 reps each, just to kind of get my joints ready, probably sit down and get a compression. One single leg is touching on quite giant energy. Especially frozen, we're kind of one leg at a time, I'll get on rest. Feels good in a different kind of challenging way. I feel these much more than I have in doing glutes. Primarily since quads, I get it. So the first is dosing. Or 2 reps this week. Started pretty modest last week. Usually I was at right up to the weight, but squats takes me 15 minutes. It. So, I don't think it picked up audio from before, but so that sucks. Let's see. Okay, well, this is my last set. They were not that easy whatsoever. Definitely pushing about, you know, maybe I could push 2, but it's like a true RPE 8, closer to 9. Let's see. Still, could push it hard and it's low fatigue. All right, 10 reps. My right is so much weaker because my labrum. 3. I was laughing because I have so much more left. All right, 4. Halfway. one's tough. Here we go. Left one's gonna be a lot easier. Whoa. I say that now. See, we're already off to a quick start. So much easier. And that's what reasons why I do single leg press. Alright, let's get a little stretch. And tomorrow we got hamstrings, some glutes, aka RDLs, hip hinges. That's why today we did quads and adductors, and I balance it out and spread it out throughout the week. So I can hit each of these without too much fatigue within the session. All right, off to the next. All right, getting the upper body more warmed up. I did a little bit of pull downs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a couple pull down variations, but that was in the very beginning when I was gonna start with upper body. Then I was too busy, and I decided I'll just start with my lower body. I just want to get shoulders, triceps, everything I'm gonna work. Just kind of get some blood to those areas. Oh, this is not gonna work. I'll go up higher. I gotta adjust this. There we go, that's a little bit better. Maybe that's better. Nice to warm up on some weak points. Rear delts. I'm gonna do lats, that's why I'm starting with it. More of a priority than my pecs, which I'm gonna do some presses. Taylor Swift is yelling so loud in my ear, I don't know how loud I'm talking. I'm not trying to tire myself out too much, just get a little bit of a pump. Just kind of get the feel, see how things are moving. Actually, I'll keep it there. My music is way too loud to hear anything else. Okay. Oh, there we go. Great song. August. Never needed anything more. Fun fact, this song really set me off to become a Swiftie. I know she's been around a while. I knew her songs, but this one was the first one I really loved. Had it on repeat. It was on my Spotify Wrapped. Might have gone a little too much on that. Whew. Okay. Okay. Now, let's start with some variations here. That was it, just one set for today. Ooh, yeah, that's all I needed. Already felt good. Okay, lateral pull-ins. Trying to get a good contraction, good squeeze. Really trying to connect to my scapula. Good relation to my rib cage. These really help kind of get everything moving well. Trying to pull to my side. This one is just so much stronger, more connected. I engage it like no other relative to the left. So I take that position. Then I'll go. I'm gonna do rows tomorrow, but this helps me really kind of shorten the lat so that when I go to stretch it, the contraction is just oof, money. Use this for stability, rotate. Really focusing on that lat. If you're not super familiar with anatomy, I think it's really helpful to kind of look at your skeleton and the muscles, where they attach and how they run. You're gonna kind of visualize what you're doing or what you're trying to do. If you can picture that muscle, I think really helps you lock in and dial that mind muscle connection. Not that that's absolutely everything, but it really, hold on. That mind muscle connection. Oops, left my timer on. That mind muscle connection. If you're focusing on bodybuilding and trying to isolate muscle group, that's gonna be like a secret weapon. If you can feel that muscle working, I think you're gonna get more out of what you're doing, especially if you're isolating it. There's no doubt about that. And you don't have to push the weight as much. You can just feel, and that'll give you much more kind of much more intuition. For example, like how to adjust my body to feel that stretch in the lats, but also be able to kind of pull it down well. There we go. Good stretch, lengthening that lat, and I can pull from there. I might need to lower that the next set. This is my last warm up. Big stretch, squeeze, hold. Eccentric is key. Another great song. I was working, babe. Got a long list of ex-lovers. Oh. Love the players, love the game. Singing free of charge for now. Oh, with a nasty scar. Okay. Oh, this is easy. And I want your name. Whew. First working set here. Add some reps from last week. Same kind of progression. Oh yeah, gotta lower this one. There you go. I think that'll feel better. Maybe I'll go up and I'll just scoot back a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh. Oh, good contraction. I know it's the same way. I feel like I'm getting more out of it this week. It's just night and day difference. That's why you just never want to get hurt. If you can help it. I'm imagining stretching that lat across the rib cage. Yeah, that side was much easier. Oh. I'm just gonna go stretch. Sometimes things that just feel good. It's good to experiment, and then your body knows, you know. Your body starts to crave. If you feel like you need to roll out, if you feel like you need to stretch. I'm a thirsty boy. Already running out. Okay, I'm gonna, just the angle of this, I felt like it was a little inconsistent. I'll do it like this. I think I'm gonna feel better about that. Just the camera a little bit, make sure we're good. Okay.
They make you mad?
They make me mad? No.
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 I can pick them up. I don't
No. Ooh, okay. How are we doing on time? I would love to superset this with my presses, but they're just on the opposite side of the gym. And unfortunately, I don't have someone there holding it down. Can you don't be holding it down? All right, here we go. Oh yeah. I'll need to watch my form after this. Ooh, man. Damn, that was a fucking good set. So different than how I used to train. It's all about getting the weight up, other than how I'm doing those reps. Sometimes I don't even want to train the right side, just because the left is lagging so much. I'm just locked in on this side. It feels like I can't go wrong no matter how I position myself. Might have done 11. Man. Excuse me. Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. I don't know the best of the whole song. Oh, man. All right. One more set. I gotta hurry. Running out of time. Maybe I could superset my presses with my last little things like that. Oh, man. Got these little stragglers on the side of my head. Those hairs are too short. Okay. That was seriously like tough. Alright. Here we go. Real good stretch. Low pull. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could do this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that felt like it was tearing. Oh my gosh. All the way down here. trying to mix some almost like long length partials with almost like a dynamic stretch. Trying to get a little rotation, just get a different stress or pull on that lat. That felt great. Okay. This side. Oh, this side. Yeah, so here, I'm just gonna do the set per usual, which is kind of odd. I can use the extra stretch on this one. Oh. Okay, let's move on. Actually, I lied. Let's get a little warm up on the elbows before we move into presses. Do some extra on my left. My left has a bunch of issues. Different reasons too. Nothing crazy, just trying to move it. Okay, that's it. First working set here. Add some reps from last week. Same kind of progression. Oh yeah, gotta lower this one. There you go. I think that'll feel better. Maybe I'll go up and I'll just scoot back a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna get. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, good contraction. I know it's the same way. I feel like I'm getting more out of it this week. It's just night and day difference. That's why you just never want to get hurt. If you can help it. I'm imagining stretching that lat across the rib cage. Yeah, that side was much easier. Now just get a little stretch. Sometimes things that just feel good. It's good to experiment. And then your body knows, you know. Your body starts to crave. If you feel like you need to roll out, if you feel like you need to stretch. I'm a thirsty boy. Already running out. Okay, I'm gonna, just the angle of this, I felt like it was a little inconsistent. I'll do it like this. I think I'm gonna feel better about that. Okay.
They make you mad?
They make me mad? No.
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 I can pick them up. I don't
No. Ooh, okay. How are we doing on time? I would love to superset this with my presses, but they're just on the opposite side of the gym. And unfortunately, I don't have someone there holding it down. Can you don't hold it down? All right, here we go. Oh yeah. I'll need to watch my form after this. Ooh, man. Damn, that was a fucking good set. So different than how I used to train. It's all about getting the weight up, other than how I'm doing those reps. Sometimes I don't even want to train the right side, just because the left is lagging so much. I'm just locked in on this side. It feels like I can't go wrong no matter how I position myself. Might have done 11. Man. Excuse me. Tell me to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. I don't know what there's a song. Oh, man. All right. One more set. I gotta hurry. Running out of time. maybe I could superset my presses with my last little things like that. Oh man. Got these little stragglers on the side of my head. Those hairs are too short. Okay. That was seriously like tough. Alright. Here we go. Real good stretch. Little pull. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could do this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that felt like it was tearing. Oh my gosh. All the way down here. Trying to mix some almost like long length functionals with almost like a dynamic stretch. Trying to get a little rotation. Just get a different stress or pull on that lat. That felt great. Okay. This side. Oh, this side. Yeah, so here, I'm just gonna do the set per usual, which is kind of odd. I can use the extra stretch on this one. Oh. Okay, let's move on. Actually, I lied. Let's get a little warm up on the elbows before we move into presses. Do some extra on my left. My left has a bunch of issues. Different reasons too. Nothing crazy, just trying to move it. fix it.
Alright. So, let's see. What do we have here?
Maybe do some face pulls. Do a little warm-up set just to get a feel for it.
Just trying to focus. Reflection.
What did I do last week?
That's right, 50. Okay. Let's do it easy. Let's go up. Let's go. Kind of keep me humble a little bit with execution. It's just different. Got those from YouTube. Really just trying to flex the abs, which I'm not too big on. Which is probably why I should maybe spend time on it. Because I'm super set and everything, I don't need much rest. My rear delts are resting right now. And stomach fatigue is pretty low because everything I'm doing is like easy-ish. Simple, isolated. That's what I mean. the Smith machine was taken, so I'm here doing the end of my workout first. Not ideal. I have to keep consistent exercise order because I choose the exercises intentionally, but I won't interfere too much. And this program is meant to be in and out of the gym fairly quick. I'm not spending 2 hours anymore. Maybe if I'm warming up and doing some sauna and stretching at the end, but not training. Lost count. One more. Oh, good stretch. I normally not seem like a good. Here I feel that. This time, upper abdomen. And at the bottom. I'm pairing these with the hanging leg raises. Oh man. Let's do this set, man. Hopefully by then this machine's open because I really gotta head out. Forgot. No, I gotta go. Oh, Bobby Brown. The cable stack looks not fully locked in at the top. It's making me nervous. A little bit of Final Destination type shit. I can feel my back trying to compensate. It's hard to get my fist down. Good. Alright, I do need to do one more set, but I do not want to risk losing that Smith machine because we should have a look. Let's go.
Okay, well, didn't have time to film. It's kind of a shit show. This is what happens. I was very rushed. See, I don't know what this is. I just bought it because I needed some carbs. I guess technically I didn't need it, but I'm late to an appointment. I'm gonna be there for an hour, and I'm driving out of my way away from where I live and everything. So I just figured I'm gonna go longer without eating. I'd rather get a little something while I have access. I'm gonna not eat this out of respect for you so you can hear me and I'm not chewing with my mouth open. Ended up sharing the Smith machine with a guy. I asked this couple, I was like, excuse me, how many more sets you have left? Like 2 or 3 each. I'm like, okay. So that's when I went and did my face pulls and my abs, my cable crunch down and hanging leg raises, which I just realized I was 1 set short or shy from my face pulls. I did 1 warm up, 2 working, but I was supposed to do 3 working sets. Anyways, so not super happy about that, but yeah, so I go back to the Smith machine, and also, you like this Taylor Swift remix? I know, a lot of Taylor Swift. And they were just finishing up, literally just finishing up. The girl just finished, she racked it, they're about to unrack it, and the guy's like, oh, I don't know why I'm talking like that. Oh, he just asked me, but you asked me first. I'm like, that's right. So what you gonna do about it? No, I'm kidding. No, not like that at all. Just like, anyways, I was like, we could work in together. He kind of was like hinting towards that to him. Like, yeah, we can work in together. I'm really pressed on time. What are you doing? He's like, squats. I'm like, okay. It's not terrible. I'm doing low incline Smith machine presses. But I'm like, okay, we'll make it work. Do you mind if I go first? Usually I give them the courtesy. Do you want to go first? I ask. But I'm like, you mind if I go first? I'll just do 2 sets real quick because I have to set it up. And so put a 25, did like 8 reps. Put another 25, did 8 reps there. And then that was it. He goes, he's like, I don't need to. I'm like, do you want a plate? He's like, no, I'm just going to go straight to it. I'm like, okay. So how much do you want on there? He's like, put on a plate. I'm like, okay. He's like, and a 35. I'm like, okay, you got it. Do that, and I'm kind of like, oh, right before that, I was in a hurry to put the weights on, and I smashed my finger, and it like busts open. It's just like awkward, like making a knuckle is kind of bothersome. I'm just like bleeding all over the place. I'm like, oh man, just like a little stressed out, like anxious, right? Because I'm trying to move quick because I'm already running late to my appointment. What appointment? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. But yeah, so we made it work, but I didn't have time to film. I was super pressed on time, and I goofed. I done goofed. Everything else, I just was supposed to add a rep or 2, right? I did 2 reps. But last week, because it was my first week reintroducing this, I took a risk, I couldn't see right there. Last week, I kind of was struggling. It was the first week doing the Smith machine incline presses, which were, like, I was feeling it, man. I don't usually feel my pecs, especially my upper pecs, that much. Like, I'll feel it, fatigue, burn, but it was like, almost cramp. Like the stimulus was just so novel. I was like, oh my god, it was almost like a guillotine press the way I was. It's almost new to me, just haven't done it in so long. But man, I'm gonna hold it down here. Yeah, so those were kind of tough. And so last week I didn't go very heavy at all, and I did 10 reps, and so I just assumed, okay, I'll go 12. I did it the first set. It was tough, but I'm like, okay, nice. Then I go again, and 12 was, that last one was a grind. I was struggling. I was like, oof. I could tell my body, I was almost trying to rush it a little bit, but I was, coming down slow, control, hold on the chest, and really kind of arching, squeezing my back, getting as big of a stretch in my pecs as I could. But man, those were no joke. And I look at my little notes, and it was supposed to be, I was supposed to go up in weight. Just a little bit, like 2.5 on each side, 5 pounds total. Modest, perfect, Gives me the leeway of like, okay, if I don't do 10, I could get away with 8, no problem. Then I just up it next time, whatever. So I was like, oh, I was pretty proud of myself. So I tried to get 12 again on the 3rd set after seeing that I done goofed. And see, I think I only did 11. Or I failed on my 12th. On halfway up, I needed a little bit more rest. I needed it for the 2nd set too, but like I said, pressed on time. And that guy I was working in with did 2 sets of that weight, went up 1 set, and then did a little drop down set, and then just left. I went to get some water real quick because I ran out, and I just got a little sip, and he was just nowhere to be found. Like, he was just like a, what is it, figment of my imagination? Is it pigment? I was just imagining him the whole time. It's secretly me just talking to the camera, no different. Any conversations I was having with him, people are just seeing me have conversations with myself. Anyways, got a little protein shake with me too. See, I don't usually go for these super like processed food sources. Not a big fan, but emergencies every once in a while, I just, over time, when you do the same stuff, let's go back to more Taylor. When you eat the same foods, especially at the same times or roughly, anything different really throws you off. I should say really throws you off. At least for me, I can tell something's different. And the power of suggestion, your mind, placebo, what you are led to believe, is also very powerful. So, someone tells you, bro, you have X, Y, Z, whatever it is, you're just gonna feel a massive pump. You might feel like you have a massive pump and trick yourself into getting one. Now, it doesn't always work exactly like that, but you get the gist. That's my man. But yeah, so in traffic right now, driving, and yeah, I mean, all in all, would have liked to do, those leg presses were hard. They're tough. Hard and tough is huff. They were huff. I guess I could talk a little bit more about those single leg presses as to why I did that as opposed to 2 legs and the other leg press machine. Sometimes especially with this kind of full body thing I'm doing right now, I want less fatiguing exercises. I want to challenge the muscle without a huge cost. To give you an example, oftentimes we use soreness as a marker or reference. Not always the best thing. It's there, but that shouldn't be the main thing. When you're training, this I picked up from, more recently you'll hear it from Mike Rizzatel for sure, but I picked this up in the forums a long time ago, bodybuilding forums, bodybuilding.com. Good stuff on there, articles, tons of stuff. That kind of got me into training to begin with, but another time. Pump is a great metric, not the best, and we're talking in the context of hypertrophy, bodybuilding type of stuff. When it comes to strength training, it's different because force output is your number one. Exercise selection has to be more specific because strength is specific. You can be strong at X, Y, or Z. Doesn't mean you're strong at BDF, whatever. BDF, badass. No, wait, what? Anyways, so example, most people use it, squat, right? Barbell squat. That's a skill. It may not seem like it if you're, outside of the weight room and not used to it, but it is a skill. It takes time to develop, to really refine your technique. Look at elite powerlifters, their setup, their walkout. First of all, even getting into the rack, doing anything, they have like a ritual, kind of get them in that flow state for that sports psychology, to create, more predictable outcomes and performance. The setup, putting on the equipment, grabbing the bar, getting under the bar, screwing their feet in, getting tight, getting the bar placement, unracking, letting the weight settle, one step back, left foot, right foot, whatever it is, it's always the same. And you want that. You want it to replicate it. Breathing, all that. And they might do 1, 2, 3 reps, whatever, even if they get up to 5s. But you want it on replay. You want everything consistent. In bodybuilding or hypertrophy, whatever, you want to have similar, you want to standardize your reps. But with powerlifting or just a strength sport, you really want to make sure you can minimize control all the variables with training, but with performance, if that's what you're using to track your progress as the weight on the bar, your reps, you can't leave room for mistakes. When your number one goal is just building muscle, something Andy Galpin says, it's relatively easy. We know what to do. There's lots of ways to kind of achieve that. You have much more range to work with. It becomes more, niche or specific or important in the details when performance or strength and things like that are the outcomes. But still, you have ranges to work with, but they're more specific. For example, doing the 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, 3 to 5, whatever set recommendations you'll find, but a specific rep range that's your proximity to failure is actually less. It's higher percentage of your 1 rep max, higher intensity, right? Not effort, intensity, percentage of your 1 rep max. You'll be closer in that 75 to 85, even 90-ish% range. You could get up higher, but it just varies. But yeah, versus hypertrophy, You know, you can even be as low as 30%, but usually 50 to 80%, you know, is going to be where that sweet spot is for hypertrophy, anywhere from 5 to 30 reps. Most people do something from like 8 to 15 reps. Those are pretty good ranges to play with. But yeah, I forgot how I brought that up or why. But that's where, like, taking a step back from more strength specific stuff, you have some more fun, get variety of training, just enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy your training and you're not making progress is enjoyable. But if you're doing the same thing all the time, which I was doing for years, you play with rep ranges, but you're always doing a squat. Maybe you switch from low bar to high bar, you know, and it gets really tough to make a couple pounds increase. You know, maybe you're making 2.5 to 5 pound, so I guess 5 to 10 pound total increments every couple weeks or every week. Really, you might add a rep and then add the weight, and then go down a rep and then add a rep and then go add weight. That whole process, you might do that with your high bar. Then you go into low bar and you work on different rep ranges. Then you go to your pauses or tempos or whatever, and you slowly go through an accumulation phase of volume, intensity, and everything builds up. Then you taper, peak, and then you test again. Ideally, you want to keep building and test less often. But yeah, you go through like a whole year of building, and then, you know, if you do it so often, you're doing the same thing all the time, chances are it's not going to work the same way forever. You know, if that was the case, if all we had to do was add 10 pounds a month, 120 pounds a year, come on now. Even if you added, you know, 50 pounds in a year to your lifts, geez Louise, just constantly for years, for decades, man, there would be much more world strong. I would be the world's strongest man. You just have to train consistently and never get hurt. That's all you got to do. That's it. And then you'll be the best in the world. For some people, maybe true, but there's a lot more that goes into that. So anyways, all in all, what am I listening to here? Oh, this is a good one. Julia put me on this one. Yeah, training was good. Could have been a little bit better. Tomorrow will be good. Still pressed on time. I always go to the gym around this time, which is like 12, 1 o'clock. It's usually not too busy, which is nice. But that means that's my lunch break pretty much, so I'm pressed on time. Yep, well, we'll check in tomorrow. Another full body session, focusing on some other areas. Today I did the lats with the vertical pull. Tomorrow I'm going to do the mid-back with a horizontal horizontal pull. Grip will be a little bit different. The emphasis is different. So that's another reason why you can kind of get away with training similar muscle groups frequently. Different rep ranges, different exercises. Yeah. And then what do I got for presses? I forgot. I got the hinges. I think I got shoulder presses. Pretty sure. Yeah. So I did more of a horizontal, low incline, pretty horizontal. And then the RDLs. And then I think some arms, maybe a little delts. It sounds like I'm just adding to the list, but it's not that bad. It's not that much. You get it done pretty quick. All right. Peace.